Hey,
Hey,
what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today, we're going to react to something that's on Twitter. This tweet was by the finance guy. I mean, pretty good information that he put out. But today, he had a question, and then I'm just going to read the post. It's a little lengthy, but I'm going to try to surmise it to get it good for a video. Uh, but before I get into the video, thanks everybody for all the comments, the likes, the subscriptions. Please share the videos. Again, we react to a lot of things, but the email address is up there. You can send your reactions to your questions that you may have. And just send them to us, and we promise we will react to everything or give an answer to any questions that's in the email that's submitted. But to this Twitter post by the finance guy, it says, my wife got into a car accident last week and her car got pretty banged up. I had a feeling the insurance company was going to total the car because the cost of the repairs is probably going to be higher than the car's value. If the insurance company gives us a check for $7,000, that won't be enough to buy a used car, and we don't have enough saved to cover the difference. It seems like we're being forced to become a one car household. What would you do in this situation? So, Alex, I'll let you take it from there. What would you do in that situation?
yeah, not to throw shade on finance guy, but a lot of the tweets I've seen from him that you sent me, I feel like this is just pertaining to people that don't want to put themselves in a tougher situation. I think 7,000 is enough to find yourself a used car. And I see nothing wrong with going down to a one car household. I did it. So I think that would be my response is figure out how to make it work. I mean, if your car is paid off, you get into the accident, because I don't see where he said that they owed, just that they don't have enough in difference to cover another car. So you want 7,000 plus how much more in savings to buy yourself a used car? You want a $10,000 used car? A used car to me is like 3 grand maybe. So 3 grand pocket four, and now you've got a savings and you have two cars again. I think people set a standard to what they need as far as what they want to drive, and they don't want anything over 5 to 10 years old, and they consider that as used. If you're broke because you don't have a savings, obviously, why the hell are you looking for a 10-year-old car or a 5-year-old car? You should be looking at a 20-year-old car. So I just think that this is, I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade again like at the finance guy, but you got to make people think more. Like this is just giving them like an excuse to their situation and pampering them like, "Oh, you can't put yourself in a tough spot. You're already in a tough spot if you don't have a savings." So, and then if you don't want to buy a used car, I see nothing wrong with having one car. Me and my wife did it for like over a year, and it can work. You just got to plan accordingly. Hey, what day are you going to need the car? This person gets dropped off at this time, this one at this time. So it's just, you've got to put your brain together, especially if you have a spouse like in this situation. Work as a team and figure it out. But those are my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. I think some of this is real and some of this is just hyperbole just to get a reaction from the comment section. Again, I don't know the finance guy personally. I see what he posts. Uh, I took it more of a hypothetical situation if somebody was in a situation where they had no money. Like I said, the wife getting the accident, I think that's the real part. And then he's looking at his $7,000. And then most people are not in a situation where they have the extra money, and then they think $7,000 is the low. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying this is not totally his situation where he don't have any money. So that's why when he said that if the insurance company gives us a check for $7,000 and that won't be enough to buy a used car and won't, uh, and we don't have enough saved to cover the difference. Uh, you're a finance guy talking on Twitter and you saying you don't have enough money to kind of cover the difference. You just sound like an oxymoron to buy another car because you've been telling everybody else to save money, but then you're not saving money. That's why I think it's more of a theoretical question for majority of the people that's out there. If they're in the situation where if they did by chance have a car paid off and they had insurance and they only gave them $7,000 and people didn't think that's what I
Yeah.
think. I mean, I could be
No,
wrong.
no,
I
I
could be
don't.
100% wrong.
I didn't take his post as being like this is his situation. I figured it was a hypothetical, but I'm just saying to someone that's in this situation, that would be my that would be what I would tell them. So, because I've heard too many people that I know that that they get into a car accident, they are gonna get a payout. I know people that have gotten like $15,000. They don't want to go buy a used car. They want to take that 15,000, they want to put it on a down payment to finance a car. And they want a car that's 2017, 2018. That to them is used. My used car was a 2007. So, like, I don't see how why people think that, oh, you have to get a used car in the, 2015 and plus range because my 2007, it ran. Sure, sometimes I had to take it to the shop, but it was much nicer than having a car payment. So it's not like it's always going to be breaking down on you. If you're going to buy a used car, do your due diligence. Take someone with you that knows mechanics if you don't know mechanics. Look at the car, inspect it, test it out, but don't just like think that don't listen to everybody where they say, "Oh, you don't want a used car because it causes too many problems. You want something that's going to run." So you'd rather put yourself in a financial bind to where you're gonna screw yourself for how many years because you just wanted something nicer? Like, and that's why I said you're already broke as is if you don't have a savings to add to the 7,000 to get you something. So your savings is gonna be this insurance check. But
Right. And the thing is one thing you said, people in this situation, they'll get their car totaled and they'll get $15,000 check and then they'll go put 15,000 down on another car. No, they won't. They're gonna try to put the lowest amount as possible on the on another car, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, well, this is my savings," and they usually blow that money also, and then they have the highest car payment. So they don't
yeah,
put the whole 15 down. Uh, but in this situation, uh, I mean, it's interesting. And I think back to the days. I know that some people say I look young, but I've already put kids to college already. And one thing that I did that was very important to me, and this was something that my mom probably didn't even know she was showing me as a young kid. But my mom took two buses to work every day in Detroit in the winter, summer, it didn't matter. Two buses to work, two buses home. So when I was putting the kid through college, I would have a car sitting in the driveway, and I still made them take public transportation to school. And it was just sitting there. I could have drove them, but I made them take public transportation. It was a reason why. Because it eliminates excuses. Because I don't want them to get into the job force and then, oh, my car broke down. Then, oh, I don't know. There's no way to work. I gotta quit. No, you already know a way to get there. And then that's why I never took excuses on, oh, transportation. Public transportation work too. Yeah, you maybe have to get up earlier to get it done. Maybe if you're in a two-car household and it goes down to a one-car household, you gotta maneuver and make it better. But Alex, I agree with you 100% when it comes to what is a used car. Yeah, maybe you need to, go somewhere certified pre-owned, or you need to get a mechanic to go with you and check out a car. Now, don't get your homeboy. Don't get a family friend. You maybe you got $7,000. You looking for a $5,000 car, and maybe you got to pay the mechanic $1,000 to get you in the best situation,
right.
get you in the best vehicle. But that's what needs to happen. But the whole illusion of, hey, because I don't have a car, I have to go in debt and be more in debt just so
Yeah.
I can say I have a car is insane.
Yeah, hell no.
But most people won't do it. But then that's why most people are broke also.
Yeah, when we had one car, I mean, my job is like people don't think I'm stupid or crazy for this, but my job is like 8 miles away, right? But I mean, in car, let's say it takes about 15 minutes. I literally some days walked home because my wife was using the car when we had one car. Just just figure it out. Like, I mean, there weren't even like sidewalks and stuff. I was had to get eaten by ants and stuff. But like just do it. Like so many people they just think that they have to have like these standards and stuff. If you're broke, you should have no standards. You just just mud through it. So it's just making sacrifices. Yeah, I this topic I've come in contact with it a few times and it's just annoying. But go ahead, you were saying something.
No, and in this situation, I mean, I would either buy a $5,000 car, probably pay a mechanic $1,000 because I ain't banking on a family friend or whatever. And the reason why, so for people that understand, this is why I'm not banking on a family friend. Me, I am never looking at the current. I'm always looking at the future. So let's say I got a good family friend that's a mechanic, and then they say, yeah, this car is good, and then the car turned out bad. I don't want to because it goes beyond just this car. Now it goes. Now I gotta not like you because you screwed me over too. And then if the relationship is worth more than $5,000, $7,000, it's not even worth doing. I'd rather pay somebody else that's outside of that dynamic, and just be like, hey, all right, I got reference that you know what you're looking at. Go ahead, here go. How much you gonna charge me to go look over some cars that may be good? Let's say it's $500. Let's say it's $1,000. I'll look it over, give a a clean sweep of the car. Run the codes or whatever for the car and know what's wrong with it. I'd rather do that. I'd rather do that than maybe come in my family friend. They thinking they just smarter. They looking out for me. Hey, yeah, this good right here, and then it turns into a limit. The relationship is worth more than $1,000. But trust me, if I get a bad car, I'm gonna be mad at that family friend forever and a day. I'm gonna be trying to destroy the business, the whole nine. I ain't gonna lie. So that's why it's easier for me to do it that way. But doing something like that will get you a car, $5,000, and it'll get you where you need to go. You just need to go to A to B. You need to go from home to work. You don't even need to be going nowhere else. Maybe to the grocery store. That's about it. All this other extra traveling that y'all doing, I don't get it, especially when you broke. I mean, for the life of me, when I call the insurance companies, they be like, "How many miles do you drive a year?" Less than 10,000. Literally less than 10,000 miles a year, and that's including the road trips that I got to take up to Georgia and back. It's still less than 10,000 miles a year, and I can go anywhere I want to. But what the? Where is y'all going? Y'all going to hang out here, go here, and y'all broke. You're broke. Take your ass from home to work, do that for a year straight, and don't spend money on nothing else. And then let's see who in a better situation. But just thinking that you want a car, you got to have a car. And the truth of it is, a car is just a lawn ornament. You spend 50, 60, $70,000 for a car. 90% of the time, it's gonna be parked anyway. So you just paying 90,000, I mean 60, $70,000 for something to be parked, and people are like, oh look what they got. The purpose of a car is to go from point A to point B. I don't care how I look. I don't care what I had. I remember the last car I had. Man, the seats was all ripped up. I just put a seat cover over. I had one of those poles at the gas station, the yellow poles. I had yellow paint on the bumper. I I could have took it off. I didn't, because I didn't care. Sometimes the window in the back, it gets stuck and won't roll all the way up. Oh, so what? I'm just gonna keep on rolling because I knew what the purpose of a car was. The purpose of a car is not, hey, look at me. It's, hey, get me to work. Hey, get me to the grocery store when I gotta go. Now today you can get your groceries delivered, so that's one less place I gotta drive. But people look at it, oh, a car. But if you really think about it, a car is parked 90% of the time. It's either parked at your job's parking lot, it's parked in your driveway. That's all it is. Alex, in your situation, hell, I would just got a bike
Oh,
and just like, oh, I could go paddle this 8 miles. So, I mean, and the thing is, it's not, we're not sitting here saying, oh, people don't deserve a car or this and that. But in this situation here that the finance guy put up, one car is more than enough. Start learning how to plan. Like you're supposed to be planning for a budget. You need to start learning how to plan on how to time allocate that car. And then with that, you get to save that car payments that you would have been paying somewhere else to stack up your money. And then maybe you don't get the $5,000 car now. You got seven, and then You share the car for, a year, 6 months or so, and then get that $7, 7,000 up to 14, $15,000, and then go get a car. But it's not we need to go to the dealership right now. That's not that.
Yeah. Not shoot, I would say if you're broke, you don't deserve a nice car. I mean, my car, it had all kinds of issues with it. I was trying to do a U-turn. I hit the curb, busted up the bumper. I was backing out of my garage one day, broke off the mirror. I pulled up to a keypad to type in entry for a gate code, scraped the whole side of the car. It doesn't matter. It's just, I mean, yeah, it looked ugly, but I mean, it got me to work and back. That's it. So people need to start understanding that about a car. Not looking at a car like it's an asset or a prized possession. Just let it get you somewhere. Have a purpose for the car. It's a utility. If you're gonna be doing a lot of road trips, like you said, up to Georgia and stuff, or real estate, looking at different areas in different states, or even in the state you're at, and you need something, yeah, sure. Then have an intent as to why you're buying the car. Know what you're going to be using it for, not just to park it in your driveway and it look pretty. But with that said, guys, if you have any questions, comments, let us know down below. Send us videos or content, tweets, X posts, whatever you want to call it. Send us anything, emails, it could be anything, guys. Send it to our email address. Don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.